Hey everybody, it's Alex Jones from Jones Farms Coaching, and today I want to talk to security officers about something that they're going to need to do their job effectively, and that is officer presence. I want to talk about 4 elements dealing with officer presence, so let's begin. Number 1, professionalism. What does it mean to be a professional as a security officer? Well, for starters, let's talk about competence. Competence allows you to know your job, and it allows you to do your job effectively. Also, with competence come confidence. Now, there are some other things that allows you to understand what it means to be a professional, or things or attributes that you should have in order to be a professional. The other is integrity and honesty, and also having a sense of responsibility and duty to your job. Number 2, appearance. When we talk about appearance in security officers, we talk about what do you look like and what are you portraying to the public, okay? Most security officers wear uniforms. Now, I'll be honest, I've seen some mixed bags of you know what, right? And sometimes it breaks my heart to see people look the way they look in security uniforms. Now, I'm not trying to be hard, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody, but you know who you are. And if you're one of those people, I want you to take a close look in the mirror and look at yourself and how you're presenting out. Now, some security companies require people to wear certain uniforms. Some security companies allow people to kind of mix and match things, which I don't technically agree with, but you know, that's the business. So when it comes to appearance, we want to talk about uniform, right? How do you look in your uniform? Is it clean? Number 1, okay? It doesn't have to be pressed and starched and all that, but number 1, is it clean? Number 2, how does it fit on your body? This is one of the things that I've seen that has just thrown me off in the worst way when it comes to being a security officer. And that is, sometimes I see people with clothes that are way too big for them, sometimes way too small, but the majority that I've seen that's kind of been, in my opinion, outside of my standards and outside of my compliance, the clothes are usually too big. So look at how you look, how you wear your uniform, right? If you have to wear any kind of gear, whether that be a duty belt or a vest, where's your gear placed? How does it fit? Do you look sharp? Okay? Appearance is a big deal because guess what? No matter if you're representing yourself or you work for a security company, when they look at you, you're representing exactly what's on that badge or exactly what's on that security shirt. Okay? So appearance is important. Okay? That goes from head to toe. So if you don't have your hair done, ladies, okay, and men, if you don't have your hair cut or something is sharp or you got a nice clean hat on or whatever, all the way down to your toes to the shoes that you wear. Now, not making fun of anyone, but there was a security officer who I seen who had on a security sweatshirt for her company. She had on some black yoga pants and she had on brown Ugg boots. Now, it sounds funny, but to me, being someone who has spent the majority of his life working in security and law enforcement positions, it didn't look right. Okay? So when it comes to your appearance, make sure that you are sharp. Figure out where your gear is. Figure out, make sure you wear a clean uniform. I know this sounds like basic stuff, but for some of you, you'll be really surprised how many people in the security industry don't have a good dressing appearance aura, I would say, that comes off of them. And that's just part of the business, but it's going to take a lot of leadership from people that own these companies, managers, shift supervisors, those people to say, look, man, you can't come in here with a 3X shirt anymore. It's time for you to figure it out. I want you to look sharp, right? And I want you to take care of business. Now, the other thing about appearance is this. Are you physically fit? Now, I'm not saying that you got to be a security officer that walks around with all the muscles in the world, super in shape. But I am going to say that if you're not in shape, your appearance is going to show that you're not in shape. So for some of us men, sometimes we carry big old bellies, right? Hanging all up from underneath our tack vests. Sometimes that happens. But the only reason why I'm saying this when it comes to appearance is because there's two things. One, it's about appearance in your uniform, and 2, it's really about your health. Okay, so if you are someone who says, you know what, man, I got to get back in shape, I got to do some more, this is encouraging. Think about how you actually look in your uniform based on your physical status. Okay, so when it comes to appearance, take charge, look in the mirror. I know a lot of people say, well, I don't get paid enough to be physically fit for this job. But if you're serious about security, I want you to be serious about your appearance. Number 3, something that a lot of people may not think about, and that's good posture, okay? When you're a security officer, all right, no matter where you are, no matter where I am, if I'm working a security post or doing some kind of law enforcement work, I make sure that my posture is as upright as possible, right? My head is up, my chin is up, I'm looking, I'm addressing people, I'm making eye contact if I need to. Posture means everything. And to go beyond that, when it comes to posture, if you're one of those people who like to be on your security post and you're just kind of slouching and bending over and doing all that, it does send a message to the public that maybe this person may be a little bit complacent, right? So knowing that you got the right posture is definitely going to send the right message to the public, but also it could send a message to someone who may be adversarial or a threat that says, look, man, this guy is really, really, really about vigilance, right? And even if you had to respond to something, right? Your posture, your general posture is one thing, but how you posture when you are dealing with a situation, whether you have to de-escalate it, whether you have to go hands-on, your posture makes a big deal when you're standing in front of someone that you actually have to deal with, okay? There will be times where you may have to get into an aggressive stance, i.e. you may be defending yourself or you may have to go hands-on. But it also may be you're just standing there and you're trying to de-escalate a situation. Posture does matter. And lastly, number 4, vigilance. Now, vigilance is important. You would think this is a no-brainer, right? But you would be surprised how many complacent security officers are out there. Without vigilance, you can't detect anything, okay? And also, if you can portray a sense of vigilance, I mean on a high standard, it can tell someone who may be a threat or adversarial to your post or to the asset that you're protecting that this person means business and they're looking to engage and they're looking to do things to either stop a threat, delay a threat, detect a threat, whatever it may be, just based on your posture of vigilance, right? In a nutshell, it basically comes down to situational awareness, okay? To have a good security officer presence, you gotta have a good baseline of situational awareness. And if you don't, then things can happen around you where you just don't respond as if you would if you were situationally aware. Situational awareness, in my opinion, it allows you to be a little bit more proactive than reactive to things around you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an all-inclusive list when it comes to officer presence. I mentioned some things here that are very important, but as we go along the line, I'm probably going to take some elements that and break them down one by one and start to explore them and talk about them differently. I'll also add some other elements to officer presence as well. So with that being said, be safe out there, stay vigilant.